I want to make a review of a Takras game, but where to start? Rune Age, Descent, Runebound, Battle Lore, Descent, Rune Wars. Want everything! Review all the games!
Hello.
Hey, welcome back to Takras Reviews. Wow, this series is kind of long, right? They have a lot of games and I don't have them at all. Like Dungeon Quest, I don't have it. But this I have. It's Runebound, the 3rd edition. So, full disclaimer, I have not played any of the earlier editions of Runebound, so I really don't know the difference here, except for the artwork of this map. This looks better than the images I've seen of the older versions. But, okay, this game has originally been designed by Martin Wallace, and for me that was kind of, what? Martin Wallace? Because he is later known for his more strategy games and boring games in my eyes. But still, he did make Ankh-Morpork, which I like a lot actually. So, how is Runebound going to be played, and what are the differences? Well, I can't answer the last question because I don't know the differences. Runebound 3rd edition is scenario based. So, in this instance, we have the Ascendance of Margeth. This dragon horde is coming to destroy everything we know and hold dear, of course. And we just have to stop her, or stop him, or yeah. Anyway, we have 3 decks here, so 3 types of quests you can do in the game. You have the social things that interact with the things in the game. You have quests, you have to go to specific places and do certain things. And pure combat. These small decks here, they are from the scenario, so we shuffle those into the respective decks, and we will encounter them, either the basic cards or the scenario cards, and it works quite well. Well, the setup is very easy. It takes 5 minutes to set it up, and after you set up, you just choose a hero, you pick up all of your tokens that belongs to you, some cards and stuff, and you're ready to go. Just place it on the map somewhere and hope you have chosen correctly or wisely, because it doesn't really matter where you start. It's kind of equal everywhere you go. Let's say I start here at Skydown with this character. We look at his sheet. He has 3 dice here, and this is his exploration dice. So I pick up 3 of these dice, and they are stickers. I was skeptical at first with using stickers, but they sit very well on it, and they work very nice, and they have very good colors as well. So roll those, and each die will give me 1 square or 1 hexagon to go to. So for instance, this one I can use to go on a swamp or hills or grass. So I can use grass, I can use hills, I can use a wild, I can go wherever I want. Or I can just stop here. The map is filled with these tokens, like this one. They actually represent the deck of cards you can draw from. So let's say I flick this card here, or this token. They're always grey on the other side to say that they are inactive now. I take the top card, flip her over, and do whatever it says. Oh, it's a quest. So I have to go to this mountain here and do whatever it says. Very straightforward, and a simple task as well, maybe. This game comes with 3 things you can do. One of these cards. You have the quests, and the combat, and the social. Now, each deck has one kind of things in it, usually. But if you go to the combat deck, you might find a social things, and vice versa. So, you aren't guaranteed to get combat at the combat deck, and I like that. So, for instance, this one. Quest. Travel to a certain location and do a certain thing. Okay. Combat. Fight the monster. And social. Select option A or B, usually. So, the fighting with monsters is a bit different, because you don't have dice here. You have tokens that you flip over. Each hero has a background history on his card. Also, it comes with 3 tokens that you start with, like so. So these tokens are both 2-sided, or all 2-sided, like this 2x here. And then the small icon tells you what's on the other side. So it's very simple and to see. You don't have to remember what is on the other side. So combat is very simple. On combat, you and the opponent do this at the same time. Gather your tokens. And this is your opponent. They always have 5 tokens at the beginning of the game. So now, the one with the most gold icons start the battle. And this is now 2, where there's 0 gold. You have gold here on this side, you see? And this one, but you didn't get any this time. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. He deals 4 damage to you, and you don't have any shields, so you take 4 damage. Now it's your turn. You can use this to flip this over. And it's his turn, he doesn't have anything to do. Your turn, you deal 3 damage to him. Okay, are any of you dead yet? No? Okay, let's just start a new round. Or you can run away. This game lasts a set number of rounds. Depends on how fast you kill the boss. If none of you kill the boss at the end game, you all lose. So you want to rush in and kill him first, because there's only one winner as well. But this game comes with 2 scenarios. One being zombies taking over the world, and the other one is dragons taking over the world. In both cases, to defeat the monster or the boss, you have to fight. So the game comes with social and quests and combat cards. So I was kind of expecting one of the scenarios to use one of those abilities or paths to win, but no, both of them are pure combat. You have to beat them by combat. But if you, of course, if you do some quests during the way, the combat will be easier because you will get some tokens. But you don't usually get those from questing. You just do some given scenario cards that are here that happens at given times during the game. So I was kind of disappointed there. I don't know how the previous Runebound games are in this aspect, but I was kind of expecting a bit more. But how do you get more equipment? Because 3 tokens against 6 tokens isn't going to last too long, is it? Yes, you can purchase items at the towns. Well, the cities at least. Here on the board you can see 4 names of the cities. Riverwatch, and you have the 3 other cities as well. If I want to buy from these items, I just travel to Riverwatch and I pick up these 3 cards. But before that I add a 4th from the deck. Now I can buy one of these 4 cards or nothing. But of course this will give me 5 money if I sell it somewhere else. So I buy cheap and sell expensive. That's good. Otherwise I can buy one of these. And each of these will give me a new token to use in combat. And tokens in combat is always nice. But you see, these are blue, both of them, and they are clothing. I cannot have both. I need to just have one. So if I have this and buy this, I have to sell this as well. When you sell something in this game, you sell it at full price. So there's no decay on the price at all. That is kind of nice. So let's say later I don't want this anymore. I want this two-sided bow. Okay, I sell this for 4. I pay the 8 in between, and I can buy this one instead. Of course, I will lose this token, but I will gain this token. And right now, this is better than this at combat purely, but I will lose a die. But in the end game, I don't really need the dice, maybe, depending on the skills I have. Skills are these cards here, and they are very, very random. So you might not get the skills you want. What skills does is they allow you to manipulate the rules or give you bonuses during combat, like flipping the opponent's tiles before they are able to act, or rerolling the dice, or doing something cheaper or selling more expensive. And each of these cards are very, very special to have. Of course, the more expensive they are, the better. But it isn't always you can have them, because the icon on the lower left side here tells you how many of that kind of skills you can have, depending on your hero. Some of heroes don't have anything for one of the colors. Some of these cards are very good to have, but it isn't always easy to get them into play. While on your hand, though, you can use an action called Exert, or an ability, and that allows you to reroll dice or doing other things. And exerting is very, very nice to do in this game for skill checks or ability checks. So you want to have these cards on your hand at any time, but you also want to play them in front of your hero. But everything costs time, and time is not on your side in this game at all. Okay, Runebound is filled with a lot of randomness. So random isn't necessarily bad. So take Talisman, for instance, from the same company, and it has provides a lot of hours of randomness and no control. In this game, you actually have a bit of control. You are able to see what you're going to purchase and upgrade, and you can kind of choose your own adventure. I'm going to choose social, I'm going to choose quest, I'm going to choose combat. So even though you're not always going to get combat in the combat deck, you're still going for it. So in this game is an adventure, actually. It takes a few hours to play, but for me it doesn't really matter, because a few hours, I was kind of expecting it, and I was expecting it to be random, and I was expecting it to just be an experience, and this game really provides an experience for me. So actually going to compare this with 3 Days, because 3 Days is a very good game. I recognize it for what it is, but I really don't think it's fun at all, because it's so bland, it's so dry. Everything is just tokens and move stuff around. Even the new version, it's the same. This one takes the same amount of time to play, but I really do enjoy this experience compared to 3 Days, where we have meaningful choices and stuff. But here I enjoy myself. I have a good time to playing it, and I don't mind the occasional downtime, because I can watch and what happens with the other players and laugh at their faces when they go wrong and bad stuff happens to them. And it's just an enjoyable game with a lot of randomness. You have a lot of control in this game with the upgrades you get, but the die rolling is kind of, I don't know if it's really necessary to have the dice or traveling. You could just move a number of spaces, I don't know. The dice seem a bit cool idea. Let's see how we can use it. I think it's used the same in the previous versions, but yeah, okay, it works, but I think it's kind of strange. But anyway, I do enjoy this game quite a bit, and the one thing I'm a bit skeptical though is the expansions. Yes, I am looking forward to expansions, but if they're all going to be combat focused or oriented, I'm not sure I really need those then. Because right now, these 2 scenarios that are in the game, they feel very samey. They have a bit different events going on, with zombies appearing here and there, but still I don't get the different experience with the one or the other, especially the end game. So these tokens here are in the base game. They are generic tokens that could be anything. Right here they are quest markers or dragons. On this side it's zombies and quest markers. And they really don't add to the theme at all. They just felt very same, and there are bland markers with no expression to them. So yeah, but I do enjoy this game. Even though it takes a long time to play, I have fun with it. I can play it more times. And solo, not my cup of tea for this game. I like to play solo games, but here the experience was very flat. With the tokens you have to flip, you have to make meaningful decisions for the enemy. And of course you can think that for yourself, yeah, this will hurt me the most, and you do that of course, but it didn't really feel it. You need to have at least more than one hero, that's for sure. But there was just nothing here for it for solo play. So maybe later, but right now it's just it's an activity, or you're just going through the motions playing this solo, at least for me. So this is a game to play socially with your friends, for me at least, and just enjoy the experience, even though it takes a while. But anyway, that's Runebound 3rd edition. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you if you would like to influence the future board games and the review, please check out my Patreon account and see how you can support this series. And I do appreciate every support I can get, even though it's money, or if it's commentary on how I can improve the videos. And yeah, thank you either way. Okay, thank you for now. I hope I see you again in the next episode of Takras Review. So until then, see ya.